everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a video all about being self-employed, having a career in YouTube and being a full-time vlogger. I actually asked for questions over on Instagram and you guys asked so many, so thank you so much. We're going to be diving into the behind the scenes and talking about what it's really like to do what I do. So I'm a full-time YouTuber slash vlogger. I also have a blog, so if you're new here, hello, my name's Brogan and I do lots of lifestyle content, weekly vlogs and travel vlogs. So if you're not subscribed already, please click subscribe and hopefully this video will help. So if you enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. But this video is actually very kindly sponsored by Canon. I am so proud to be partnering with Canon. They are a brand and company I have loved for years, and Canon have aided my career growth and my content over, I would say, the last 10 years pretty much. I was about 15 when I first started using Canon cameras. So before we get into the questions, I wanted to give you a little backstory. I have actually done a whole video on my career journey from leaving school up until this point, because I'm 25 now. So if you want to find out how I transitioned into this, it wasn't something that happened overnight for me. I have always done traditional career routes. So I have done administration, I've been a marketing manager, I've worked in social media, freelancing too. So you can go check out that video I filmed, which is like a good 10-minute chat about the last 10 years. But to give you an idea on my love for cameras and why I'm so proud to be partnering with Canon, is that one of my earliest memories of my granddad, who is sadly not here anymore, he actually had film cameras, and I remember he had so many of them. Some of them didn't even work. He would just buy them because he absolutely loved them from secondhand shops or car boot sales. My brother and I always loved cameras and always have that association with my granddad for something that he had a true passion in. But it was actually one of my ex-boyfriends, actually one of my first boyfriends, when I was about 15. He was doing his university degree in photography, and it was mostly him and my brother and their encouragement that inspired me to go on to do a photography A-level at college. I got an A. I was very proud. I had an amazing photography teacher as well, and I used to play around with my ex-boyfriend's Canon EOS 40D, I think it was. You'll see it in this picture here. A right throwback here. Good job you can't see my face, but this is me. Check out all the lovely bracelets I'm wearing, I know. But I used to love taking photos on his beautiful camera with the different lenses. And I actually got my very first Canon myself when I was about 17, just at the start of my A-levels. And this is the Canon EOS 550D. So it's a poor image, I know, from an old phone that I took it on. But just to prove to you, I have loved cameras for so long, and particularly Canon, very loyal to the brand. So I got that one in 2011. And fast forward to now, I've had several different Canon cameras since, from the Canon S120, which was a little compact camera I loved vlogging on, to the one that I vlog on now, which is the Canon Powershot G7X Mark II. I actually have two because I bought my own and then I got to work with Canon last year on their vlogger kit, which you might remember if you've been around. So I do have two, the one I'm filming on now and this one here. I got this in December 2016. It is a fantastic camera and has seen me through so many travels and all my weekly vlogs, and I have so much love for this. I will never get rid of it just because I just love it so much. It's still working and functioning. I still love it, and sometimes if I have to shoot a video with several different cameras, this comes in very handy. But the great thing about the Canon Powershot G7X Mark II is that it's easy to use. It's a really great first camera for anyone that's aspiring to be a vlogger, either as a career or as a hobby. But you may know that they've recently released the Canon Powershot G7X Mark III. Ooh, this is so lovely. Like, my geeky camera heart was full when this came in the post. So I was very kindly gifted this from Canon. And this is brand new, so I've been trying it out, and this is a camera for anyone who's maybe already a vlogger, already doing what they do and is looking to level up. it shoots in 4K, it's got an external mic, which is perfect. Everyone knows how important the sound is. Also has Wi-Fi built in, so I shoot a lot of my Instagram pictures on this and send it straight to my phone. And again, it's still really easy to use, and you can definitely tell the difference. I've been trialing it out in my weekly vlogs over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and it's been amazing. So yeah, I will leave a link to the cameras below, and if you're interested, stick around to the very end, because Canon have given me the opportunity to give away a Canon Powershot G7X Mark II to one of you. So if you are an aspiring vlogger and you want the chance to win one, which is insane, stay tuned to the end, because I'm going to be telling you how to enter. So for those of you that are new, I have been on YouTube since May 2011, 8 years now, and I started off just watching other people and then really wanted the chance to do my own videos. I was so nervous. My first video is live. I don't encourage you to go find it because it's so cringe, but you can really see how far I've come in that time. And I've always enjoyed YouTube, and vlogging feels so natural to me. I love it so much, and I'm so chuffed that I get to call this my job and work. And a lot of questions that came in were YouTube related. We had some about working with brands, some about working for myself, and then more about the business and life side of things. So I'm going to start with the first question, which was, how do you start a vlog? Well, you need a camera, but vlogging really is about what you make it. So you can decide the narrative, you can decide what you vlog. There are people vlogging so many different things now, and it's really a case of discovering what you're passionate about, what makes your heart sing, and that is your vlog. That's how you start vlogging, is talking about things that make you happy, because if you enjoy watching your own vlog, someone else will enjoy it too. My first videos were things like what's in my school bag and 25 facts about me. I was just so passionate about coming onto the platform and being a part of something, and I had no idea it would lead to where I am today. Number 2, where do you get the confidence to start YouTube? This is such a crazy thing to me, because when I started, I was so lacking in confidence. I was never in front of the camera. I loved photography, so I was always behind it taking the photos. Never really in front of the camera, didn't do drama, didn't do acting, wasn't on stage for any school productions. I was very much the girl with the clipboard backstage bossing everyone around. So the confidence to do it, I think it is quite daunting now that so many people are on YouTube and doing it. But you just gotta start. Like, I say it's kind of like an itch. If you feel like you've got to scratch it, like if you feel like you've got this need and desire to start YouTube, then what have you got to lose, really, is what I say. So finding the confidence, I think, has to come from you. You have to be willing to put yourself out there, essentially, and see how it goes. Number 3, what advice would you give to someone starting out or thinking of getting into YouTube? So I have so many tips and advice, but simple things like when I'm filming a vlog, I try and think about the video in my head. So I map out how it's looking. So if I've just talked about going to the shops, maybe I'll come home and show them what I've bought, and keeping it kind of storyboarded in my head so that the audience is always in tune with me and there's not too many like big gaps, or I haven't explained myself. Don't get me wrong, when I film every single day, there are days that pass, or there are chunks of time that passes. As long as I know what the previous thing has filmed, so I catch that person up. And trying to look at the camera lens rather than the screen, so you can see the difference. I'm looking at the lens, I'm looking at the screen. That is a big difference, and makes you feel more connected to the audience when you're looking down the lens rather than at yourself. So that's another really handy tip. And just being fun and being you. You are unique and you have a voice and people want to hear it. So try and have fun with it, and don't be afraid to put out content that isn't like perfection. Like, it's not about having the best vlogs or being the best vlogger. It's just about starting, and that can sometimes be the hardest thing. So that's my best pieces of advice for anyone that wants to get into YouTube. How do you keep yourself motivated and inspired to make new content? Well, I watch a lot of other vloggers. I try and read all my comments and reply to as many as possible, so I constantly feel like I am part of like a community, and I like to hear what people want to see from me, so I get a lot of inspiration, ideas from literally the audience. Normally it just comes from my own passions. So for example, I have a huge passion for travel, so maybe I'm gonna focus on doing tips and advice and things I've learned along the way. It's just about brainstorming and mapping out your why, your how, your what, and then once you realize why you're doing YouTube, the content ideas do flow to you. But it's kind of like writer's block for authors. Some people just can't think of any ideas, and then it will all just flow to you, and you just have to let the universe like tell you what it's trying to tell you. What helped you increase views and subscribers on your YouTube channel? Consistency, definitely. I have a consistent upload. A lot of people think it's about how many videos you upload, but sometimes it's not. It's just about having that set time and day. Monday at 6 o'clock, you will always get a weekly vlog from me, unless otherwise. But most of the time I'm there. For the past like 3 or 4 years, that has always been my upload schedule. So just showing up on a time and day, really connecting with your audience. So if somebody leaves a comment, take the time to reply. Upload on your Instagram and your Twitter. Try and be as social as possible, and keep creating as much content as feels right for you. So it doesn't have to be every day. It can be once a week, it can be once a month if that works for you. But be consistent and show up and be there and reply to as many people as you can. I also think a lot of like views, subscribers is mostly down to like networking, friendship groups. I get invited to events, which is amazing. That all came with time. So being at the right place and right time, but going to events. I go to a big summer convention event called Sitsi, and meeting fellow creators, going to panels and meeting as many people as I can. When I first started out, I would connect with our local Bournemouth bloggers group, meet other local bloggers that were similar like size to me. We would go to restaurant openings together, and again, that's all just down to networking and making new friends and putting yourself out there to find the right kind of people that are gonna help support you and guide you. So I hope that helps. What were the first steps you took to become self-employed / a full-time YouTuber? So I used to work in marketing. Like I said, that career video is down below, but I used to work in marketing and I was doing my YouTube on the side. The company always knew I had a YouTube channel, and an opportunity came up to do freelance social media work for a company. So I basically was able to go part-time to freelancing. Kind of like, I worked 20 hours a week for this company, and then I spent the other half of my week doing my YouTube channel. But it took time, and when before that I used to be an administrator. I sometimes worked 4 days a week. I'd make my Wednesdays my YouTube day, and then at one point I had to take up another part-time job on the weekends. So it was really about trying to fit it into my lifestyle, my routine, which is much easier said than done. Sometimes if you work full-time as well, trying to film videos in the evenings is not so easy, but I dedicate like a Saturday morning. And I just feel like having that dedication to it really paid off, because over the years I was able to grow more, and then once I transitioned to doing it more, I was able to then let go of my freelance part-time work, because I started working with brands. So I make money working with brands, YouTube, Google AdSense money, so the videos you see or the adverts you see on videos, and affiliate links. So if you click through and buy through anything that I've marked as an affiliate link, I earn a little bit of commission too. So that's how I mostly make money through YouTube, and that's how it worked. How do you vlog in public? I've tried, but I seem a little awkward. Vlogging in public is awkward. It doesn't get easier. I think it depends on the time and place. It depends where you are. I find it easier if I'm walking somewhere. I mean, Oxford Street, for example, is heaving. That's not always so easy. But if I'm walking in town in Bournemouth, I just kind of try and block people out. Like, you can feel eyes on you, but it's more of a case of just having the confidence to just walk along the street and just keep going, because it's 2019 and most people have seen vloggers now, or people doing Instagram stories or like TikTok, you know, like these kind of things are normal now. So people mostly just kind of look and like, they're like, oh, okay, she's a vlogger. But I don't always have the confidence. It really depends on where I am, and I don't like people like hearing me vlogging. So yeah, it takes practice, let me tell you. I would love a how to edit for dummies. Would you ever do this? Do you know what? I would, but let me be honest with you. Everything I've ever learned on YouTube and editing is all come from tutorials, and basically I'm self-taught, so I didn't know how to edit until I watched other people. So I'll leave a video that I just picked up literally an hour before this video. I just did a little search on basic editing for iMovie, which is the software I use, which is free on Apple computers. So if you have an Apple laptop or desktop, I don't know about Windows, I've never edited on a Windows computer, but I use iMovie, it's free, and I just typed in tutorial and one came up, and it's literally how I edit. So I would just do a little search and you'll be very surprised at how much information is out there on YouTube for free that other people have filmed. I want to start YouTube, but I'm too scared of what people will think. What are your best tips? I also used to be really scared. At one point, I actually blocked so many people on my social media accounts because I was so afraid that they'd find out and then basically take the mick out of me. But actually, life is too short to not do things because you're afraid of what others will think. All of my friends and family were so supportive. I couldn't have people around me that didn't get it, and I wouldn't do something because I'm worried about what people might think. But I used to be there. But you have to ask yourself, are you really going to hold back on doing something if you have a passion for it? If you're not offending anyone else or upsetting anybody, then why wouldn't you go for it? It's easier said than done though, I do understand that. But, you know, it will come to you one day. You'll just go, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I bet you'll be surprised at how many people are like, good for you. Like, you're doing something you love. Why not? The next section is working with brands. So do you approach brands sometimes, or do you always wait for them to approach you? That's a good question. So I have been working with brands for about 3 years, I think. 2016 maybe earlier than that. Back in the day, it started out with brands coming to me. Then I went through a period of reaching out to some brands I really loved, and I have a media kit, which is essentially a PDF document on me, my stats, what I do, brands I've worked with. I've got testimonials on there, and I also have my prices. But you know, my media kit's changed over time, and I'd send that to PRs or brands that I love. Now I'm in a position where most brands come to me. So Canon, for example, came to me. I was really honoured, but it's kind of a bit of a mix. For example, if I'm going skiing and I think, oh, I'd really love to work with that particular ski brand, maybe they don't even know who I am, sometimes I'll reach out to them. So it's a bit of both, but most of the time at the moment, the brands come to me, which is so amazing. So thank you every brand that works with me. Very grateful. At what size of subscribers can you start doing sponsorships? Honestly, a lot of people used to tell me I had to have 100,000 subscribers before I could make it my full-time job or work with brands, and that is a lie, because look, I am proof. You don't have to have a certain set or certain amount of subscribers to collaborate. Really, I don't think there is an answer to that one, because I've known people that have done sponsorships, like paid collaborations, small as like 1,000 subscribers or 100 followers on Instagram. So it really depends on circumstances and the brand you're working with, and maybe you've got really good engagement. Although I don't have loads of subscribers, my engagement is really high. So that's something that brands really love, that lots of you leave lovely comments and like the video and share it with people you think might help, and that's such an important part of what I do. And sometimes brands like that over the amount of, you know, the number. It's not always the biggest thing, but I don't think there's a certain size before you can work with brands. You might start on a gifting basis, like a smaller basis at first, but yeah, I can't give a set answer there. How do you know what to charge? This has come with time and speaking to people, friends, and I also used to have management. So I think having a management company around me was quite good because they could really guide me. They were experts. But yeah, really it's been a case of asking my friends and just kind of figuring it out as I go along. I know that I've worked with so many brands this year and they all pay pretty much the same. So I think I'm on the right kind of wavelength with it. But if I was getting turned down loads because I'm too expensive, then I know. And I know that I just increase my prices slightly over time as I grow. Are you selective with the brands you choose to work with? I think this answer is obvious. Yes, I am. Every brand I work with is brands that I truly believe in, I have used, or I have tried and loved their product or service. I am very selective. Like, I wish you could see the kind of things I turn down. Also, I get offered campaigns that are life-changing amount of money too, and I would never jeopardize the trust I've built up and putting my name to something, because when you put content online, it's out there forever. Every brand has been something I genuinely use, love, or have just started trying and think it's amazing. So yes, I am very selective. Sometimes I will already use that brand and I get really excited and they come to me with their brief or a new product and I just don't like the campaign, the messaging, the new product. Like, sometimes those things don't line up. So it's a lot of things that have to tick a lot of boxes before I say yes. The next set of questions are about working for yourself. So what's it like working for me, being my own boss? So what outside help do you have, accountant, etc.? Yeah, so yeah, I do have an accountant. She is a family accountant, so she does my mum's business as well, family friend, and she's amazing. She is like my lifesaver, because without her I would never be able to do the finances side. I'm not good with maths or numbers, so yeah, I do have help in that respect. I used to have management, like I said. I actually let go of my old management company myself April 2018, so I've been like solo for about a year and a half now. And I prefer this because I get to talk to the brands directly and I basically negotiate all my own brand deals, so I don't have any management behind the scenes. I think at some point, when I'm really busy, if I get to that point, I would like to have someone maybe intern with me or do like a day or two a week and do some admin and emails and editing and help me out a bit. But for now, I just like doing all mostly myself, so I don't have too much external help really. I pay for things like my accounting software, music software, web, not hosting because I'm on blogger.com, but like having my domain name. Running my business, I do have to have lots of expenses coming out to be able to do what I do. But yeah, how do you keep yourself motivated working from home? This is a really good question. I try and have a routine where I can. I try and get up at the same time every day. I like having separate office space. That has really helped me. When I was in my flat, I had my office desk in my lounge and it was very difficult because I felt like I was living, sleeping, eating and working on top of myself. So having separate space where I can shut this door and work is done. I can close the lights off and I shut away the work, if that makes sense. But yeah, motivation, really, I just love my job so much, so there's always something to get me up and start working on. Some days are easier than others, but if I am feeling particularly lazy, maybe I'll just work from my bed on my laptop. Like, I am able to do that if I want, but I might also take myself out to a coffee shop just because the buzz of people around me makes me feel a bit inspired. Or just listening to my body. Like, it really depends on what I'm doing and how I feel. At what point did you realise you could do it and not have the security blanket of a regular income? Honestly, the numbers speak for themselves. So I just started earning more money. There was a transitional period where I went from a full-time salary income and then I freelanced for a bit. And then eventually I was able to let go of my 20 hours a week that I used to do for a company. There was a period where I let go of that and then had to build up my YouTube stuff quite quickly. But yeah, you know when you know. It's a really strange thing. It just felt so natural to me. Nothing was ever forced, or I wasn't in a position where I couldn't afford my outgoings. So it just was a natural transition. What do you enjoy most about being self-employed? Honestly, the freedom and the flexibility is the most incredible thing. Being my own boss, dictating how my days go. At the end of the day, if I don't do my work, I don't get paid. Whereas before, I used to go into an office, if I wasn't feeling like it, I could get away with just doing very little. I can't get away with that anymore. I am so much more driven and motivated. I can't explain it, but I just feel more empowered doing something that's mine rather than working for a company. Being self-employed has made me feel just really excited about my job and I love what I do. So there's so many amazing things about being self-employed, but there's also loads of hard things, let me tell you. Like, it comes with some challenges. How to declare your income and dealing with taxes. I honestly let my accountant do all of that. I'm now in a position where if I feel it's a business expense, for example, if I'm buying ink for my printer, that's a business expense. You get to learn what is and isn't a business expense. My accountant has taught me, Brogan, you can't put that on your business, or you can put that on. So printing, for example, if I go into a shop and I buy it, they give me a receipt. I have an app called Receipt Bank that I scan it. And then in Receipt Bank, I check it, I put it under a category. So I've got an income printing or stationery category. Then I submit it and it goes to my accounting software called Xero, spelt with an X, X-E-R-O. There's loads of other different platforms and softwares, by the way. That's just the one I use. Receipt Bank sends it to Xero. Then in Xero, I go into my bills section. I check the bill, check it's in the right category, check it's the right amount. I approve it, and then I find the transaction and I match the transaction that's come through on the bank with the bill, the receipt, and tally them up together, and then they go green and it's all like beautiful. But that took me like a year to get organized with that side of things. So income, taxes, money side of things, the accountant does. Do you ever feel lonely working for yourself, and the best way to make friends when you're self-employed? Yes, loneliness is a big part of the downside of it. I might wake up and not see anybody for like 2 days, so that's why it's important that I schedule time in to do things like see my family, make time to be with my friends, go to the gym, because even just saying hello to the receptionist or like a PT at the gym is sometimes the only human human interaction I get that day. I also like to go out and do my food shop and things like that. So yeah, I do get lonely, and making friends, most of my friends I have made through either mutual friends or they're actually fellow YouTubers, because we all feel the same. I have friends that have made their friends through like clubs or a hobby, or yeah, like their partner's friends, and Benji and I will make time to do like double dates, so I get to meet like his mate's girlfriends and maybe we'll become friends, so things like that. But yeah, I do get lonely, definitely. Do you do anything else for extra income? No, I do not. I mean, being self-employed, they say that you should have like several streams of income. For me, it's mostly brand collaborations. Like I said, YouTube, Google pay me for AdSense, so the videos that you see, the adverts, and affiliate linking as well. My biggest portion of my income comes from working with brands mostly, because the AdSense that you get from YouTube is small. Is it a worry not knowing when what you're going to be earning month to month? Yes. Absolutely is a worry. I am somebody who's very organized. I like structure in my life and I like a routine, and that's the one thing in my life that's very sporadic. I do my very, very best to try and portion off when I get paid, portion for tax, portion for like myself, budgeting as best as I can, but really some months I can earn quite a lot of money that has to last me a few months, and other times I might have like quite a regular stream of jobs that are coming in every month, but like I know that January, February is going to be a bit quieter for me, so that I have to budget and look ahead for that. So yeah, it is super nerve-wracking, but I do try my best. The next section is business and life. So how do you divide up your time from vlogging to editing to leisure, etc.? So I have my diary, my digital calendar, my iCal, and I look at the week ahead, or I look at that day and see what I've put in. I try and schedule my week. So Monday, I have a weekly vlog that goes up at 6. So I dedicate like 4 or 5 hours on a Monday to edit. And then I spend the afternoon doing admin and emails. And that's always my Mondays. And then if I know that I'm in London on Wednesday, maybe I have to film a video on the Tuesday and then edit it on the train on the Wednesday. So I just kind of like schedule my time around what's important. So if I've got a brand collaboration with a deadline, I will put it into my diary like a couple of days before, so I know when I'm sending it to the brand, when it needs to be approved by, when it needs to go live. It's really a case of having good time management and being able to be very self-disciplined in terms of saying to yourself, you have to get this done today. Do you find it difficult to keep your work life / private life separate? Honestly, no. I have had to learn about boundaries and what I say on my weekly vlogs, what I choose not to share, when I turn off the vlog camera, when maybe I should be vlogging because it's a good important moment that makes good content. But like last night, for example, I stopped vlogging in the afternoon. Benji came home, we made dinner, we got into bed, we watched Netflix, we fell asleep. Obviously, I didn't feel the need to vlog any of that, nor did I want to. So it's really a case of, it's come with experience of knowing like when to be on and off. But the difficult thing is that my life is my job is my life. It's very entwined. Literally, my job is to document my life, essentially. So it can be hard. but I think over time I've got quite a good balance, and my audience are really respectful of that. So if there's a week where I say, hey, I'm not doing a vlog this week, it's for good reason, and it's okay to take a break, because everyone else gets holiday allowance and time off, and so should I. So I just have to remember that it's not healthy to just keep working all the time, because even on weekends where I'm not doing as much work as in the week, I'm still filming myself, and that's still work. So I do have to find a good balance where I can. How do you spend your time if you have a quiet month? I try and do things like tidying up my accounts and going through old blog posts, and maybe making new up-to-date banners and loads of things. There is so much admin and bits and bobs that get left behind. Maybe I'm shooting Instagram content that I can schedule into the future. Maybe I'm reaching out to some brands and PRs and introducing myself, updating my media kit, all that kind of stuff. There's always stuff that can be done that doesn't take as high priority but does need to be done. So when it is a bit quieter, I'll work on that kind of stuff. Is YouTube your forever job, or do you think you'll change career? I don't know. I don't think YouTube is my forever job. I can't imagine me being like 60 and vlogging, but maybe I will be, who knows. I think vlogging is still on the rise very much, and I can see myself doing this for a while, but I am open to trying new things. Like, vlogging wasn't a career a few years ago, so we don't know what is going to be out there as potential opportunities in the future. So I haven't really thought about my 5-year career plan. I used to be really set on that. I don't really anymore. I kind of feel like my 5-year life plan sometimes, like where do I want to be when I'm 30? How do I get to that point? But I'm open to trying different things. So I don't know, maybe I'll change career. I will keep you updated. The last question was really sweet. I thought I'd keep this one in, was best bits and why. The best bits about YouTube is documenting my life, being able to watch the memories, having opportunities to travel, being my own boss, having flexibility, seeing a project through from start to finish makes me so like excited. I get like this buzzy feeling when something comes in and lands in my inbox and I can envision the content, and I just love what I do. I'm so passionate about it, and I haven't had that passion in some of my old jobs. So they're the best bits. I try and focus on the best things. There are some really tough times that come with any job, and I try and keep that offline, and I have an incredible support system around me, and I can't thank my boyfriend and my family and friends enough for the amount that they help me with, not only like helping support with content creation, but just being there to listen, and when I have to moan about something or someone, or it's just so, I'm so grateful, so grateful. And I want to say thank you to all of you that ever watch my videos and follow me and follow my journey and support what I do. It means so much to me, and the fact that I've managed to travel so much and travel to my dream destinations and work with my dream brands, and then be able to buy our dream house has been an incredible year. And for that, I will forever look back at this and remember it as such an incredible time in my life. And yeah, I can feel myself getting emotional because I'm so happy that I get to do what I do. So let me tell you about this competition then. Who wants to win a Canon Powershot G7X Mark II, which is the camera I'm filming on right now, and looks like this. So I do have some T's and C's, so I wrote them down because I didn't want to forget. So you do have to be in the UK, 18 or over, or have parental permission. I will be providing your address details to Canon. It's going to be open for 5 days, and the winner will have a set time to respond. I will have all the T's and C's below, but if you want to enter, all you have to do is leave a comment and let me know the type of content that you want to create, or the type of vlogs you want to film. What would you use your new camera for? Leave a comment so I can read, and a winner will be picked at random. So you don't have long to enter, and you also need to leave me your Instagram handle and follow me on Instagram, so that I can DM you if you are the winner, because that way we can have a private chat and you can provide me your address details, etc. So that's everything you need to enter. Follow me on Instagram, leave me your @handle, and leave a comment below telling me how you would use your camera. And I think that is everything. So Thank you very much for everyone that asked me questions. Thank you to Canon for sponsoring this video. Like I said, if you want the chance to win, make sure you enter the competition. And if the competition has passed already and when you're watching this, then you can check the links in the description below on where to purchase a Canon Powershot G7X Mark II and 3. And they'd make such incredible Christmas gifts as well. So yeah, if you have someone in your family that you want to treat, or maybe even yourself, then that'll all be below. But I hope you have an amazing week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.